Welcome everyone to this historic and first ever installment of Dr. SAT's 5-minute SAT lessons. Yes, I am the one and only Dr. SAT, standing in this room right now with a silly sign pointing to his head, who looks like this. Now you may not be wondering, why am I calling myself a doctor? Because I deliver aptitude. And on this video, all subsequent videos, I'm going to give you the tips, tricks, and methods on how to greatly improve your SAT score. Now, what makes me think that I can improve your score? Well, my brain makes me think it's silly. My brain thinks all kinds of things. But more importantly, I have trained with reputable SAT companies such as Kaplan and Princeton Review in the past. Now, they have a great approach. Love those guys. My approach is a little different. Their approach is to teach the concepts of how to solve the questions and apply those concepts to the tests. I'm gonna do things a little in reverse. We're gonna dive right into the SAT test, start solving, and learn the tips, tricks, and methods as we go. I am committing to minimizing your fears, maximizing your score. I'm going to help you know what you should learn before you go into the SAT test and what information will be provided to you on the SAT test. Now, these videos will be exciting and action-packed. I am talking car races, logic-defying stunts, explosions, vengeance. Okay, that's the review for Fast and Furious 7, but I am promising you to make these as fun, engaging, and understandable as possible. Now, as I mentioned up top, these are 5-minute lessons because my motto is if you give me just 5 minutes of your time, I will give you a video. And we're gonna approach this the same way that you're gonna approach these questions when you're taking your actual SAT test. All you need is yourself, the question, the answers, some workspace, a number 2 pencil, and on some math questions, a calculator. Can't use it on this one, not allowed, so bye-bye. Darn it, why'd I do that? That costs money. So let's get to it. On to one of my widely unknown catchphrases. Let's say it all together on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's get to solving. Let me start the clock. 5 minutes. There we go. I will read this aloud. It says, Pam is a potter who sells the vases she creates to Carl, who then sells them in his crafts boutique for 60% more than he pays Pam for them. To attract customers into his store over the July 4th weekend, Carl runs a special sale on Pam's vases, selling them for 20% less than he pays her for them. A customer who buys one of these vases during the sale is receiving a discount of what percent off Carl's normal selling price? And we have the 4 potential answers here. A is 25%, B 48%, C 50%, and D, 80%. Now, 2 things about this kind of an SAT math problem. Number 1, they're long. Number 2, they're wordy. And number 3, they're confusing. So here's the first big tip. For long, wordy, and confusing math questions, you have to take it piece by piece. When looked at as a whole, it can be really intimidating. But if you just look at it sentence by sentence, it will all become much clearer. Now, the second tip about problems like this, when there are characters and actions like Pam and Carl and making and selling pots, it's important to create a mental movie of what's going on. This will also help to clarify things. So as I read through this, I pictured Pam in her garage making pots. Carl comes in, he buys some pots, he takes them to his store, he puts them on a shelf, he puts prices on them, then he wants to do a sale, he puts sales tags on them, he writes lower prices. So it all becomes very demystified when we create that mental movie. Now, believe it or not, that was the hard part. Putting numbers to the words is going to be comparatively easy, especially if you use one of my widely unknown acronyms, CAN. C-A-N. CAN, as in I can do this. CAN stands for create a number. And when SAT math problems do not give you numbers, we're going to create numbers of our own. Now, here's the next huge tip. Any SAT math problem where you have to create a number and it involves percentages, the number we're going to use is 100. Now, why is that? Because any percent is a number over 100. For example, 12% equals 12 over 100. 87% equals 87 over 100. So for any percentage problem, we're going to use the number 100. Now let's go back to the beginning of the problem and see how that works. It says that Pam sells vases to Carl. Well, how much is she going to sell a vase for? $100. Let's write that down. Next huge tip, always write down what you know. Even if you don't see where that's going to lead you, write down what you know. So Pam sells $100. Then it says Carl takes them to his store and sells them for 60% more than what he paid. Well, he paid $100. What's 60% of $100? Again, it's easy because we use the number 100 because any percent of 100 is that number. 33% of 100 is 33. 92% of 100 is 92. So 60% of $100 is $60. So if he sells it for $60 more than what he paid, Carl's normal price is $160. So Carl's normal price is $160. What does Carl do next? He has a sale. That sale price, 20% less than what he paid. He paid $100. What's 20% of $100? $20. So what is his sale price? 100 minus 20 or $80. Let's write that down. Carl's sale equals $80. So look at what we have. We've got the price Carl originally paid, we have the price Carl normally sells them for, and we have Carl's sale price. What does the question ask? What is the discount buyers get from Carl's normal price to the sale price? Normal price is $160. Sale price is $80. How much off is that? Well, 80 is half of 160, so therefore it is a 50% discount. And the answer is C, 50%. That is the end of this lesson. How did we do on time? Boom! Time to spare. Well, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please feel free to like it, comment down below, spread it around. If we get enough views, I will post a second video, and I'm going to make a commitment to you right now that in that next video, I promise to enter the first frame of that video the same way Willy Wonka entered the movie Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I am not talking about the Johnny Depp version, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I am talking about the 1971 Gene Wilder classic, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. The way he entered that movie, I will enter the first frame of the next video. You're on YouTube, go check it out. It's the end of the video. I see other people have catchy goodbye catchphrases. I thought long and hard for a catchy catchphrase to say goodbye. Here it goes. This is Dr. SAT. See you soon.